Hello, my name is Ilya, and this is another devlog for my dream game Exploit. Exploit is a story-rich adventure built around hacking and negotiations, when you can break into places, systems and people's hearts. Today I will talk about my progress with the game, and we will cover how I managed to get from this to this. But first things first, let's get to know each other. One fact about me that you probably don't know. I have a real job. And recently I've got promoted. And that means that in 1 month I will be moving from Moscow to Amsterdam. Yay! If you are an indie game developer from Amsterdam watching this, please write me, I will be happy to connect and meet you in person. One fact about my future games that you probably don't know. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm confident that the core idea of this game will be about information. Information is a new gold. If you control it, you could control society. Unfortunately, even today we see a lot of examples when governments are lying to their people, hiding important information in order to control them. So, in the game you will be allowed to go undercover, talk to people, learn facts, connect the dots and reveal the truth. And this is exactly how you will save the universe. I would like to learn about you as well, so please leave one fact about you that others don't know in the comments. Are you developing the game as well? Please leave one fact about your game in the comments that your community don't aware of. And now let's jump to the progress with my game. In my first devlog, I've promised that I will not touch any story or graphics before dealing with mechanics. In reality, I couldn't resist but to build this starting screen in order to feel happier every time I'm launching the game and working with it. So here you could see a simple parallax effect that connects the camera movement to the mouse movements. So what's really happened here is on the background. The interface looks familiar, the real difference is what is happening on the background. I built a foundation for my world system, how our universe will look like. The universe will be built from star systems. Each star system will have several planets, and on each planet you will have several destination points where you could land and explore. Each point of the planet will be represented by a separate scene. At least this is how I envision it today. In order to start working with this and help me to test different features, I've implemented a simple navigation system that helps me to switch from one world to another. So now in every moment you could just go to the main menu, select the map section and you will see a simple representation of the planets available in the universe. Under each planet you will see a separate location where you could land. Let's select one and travel there. Yay, it's working! So this space, for example, is dedicated to test my electronic elements and to build a different electronic schemes that is a foundation for my crafting and hacking system. If you want to learn more about this, please check my previous videos. The other map, for example, will be dedicated to testing my locomotions. For now it's really glitchy, and even if I managed to avoid several basic problems, there are still a lot that needs to be done. For example, I'm still stuck in a different place. Camera is definitely not working the way I would like it to work, and there are several other movements that needs to be implemented. See how it's shaking on the platforms. So it's all super simple for now, but it's also very glitchy. And before going into the next development, I will probably need to spend some time with just refactoring everything that I have here. There is one other important point that is foundational for future development and helps me to test the game. It's a loading and saving system. So in every moment in the game you could go to the menu and under the save you'll find the ability to either create a new saving slots or rewrite one of your already existing slots. So one of the things that took me a while to figure out is how to save my inventory. So the real issue here is that most of my items are scriptable objects. And in order to store them, you can't just store the reference, but you need to create a separate ID that you will restore on the loading. And I finally did it. So let's go to the title menu. Ta-da! You see all the inventory was restored and you could access everything that you had here. Of course, everything that was working previously, working now as well. There are several different elements that are not important, but definitely fun. So the first one, when you switch between quick inventory slots now, you could see the objects changing in your hand. This already looks super cool, and I am really happy about implementing this. Even if at some moment it still requires additional development. The other cool feature is connected to hacking boards. Let's say you have a hacking board with a lot of elements. If you decide to drop it, all the elements will be visualized exactly the same way as it's on the board, which will help you to identify different devices, and I believe it just looks dope. I am still working on the fun features that will help me to build interesting gameplay in the future. For example, I've added an additional element to my hacking system. This element is called teleport. So, if you connect the radio receiver with the teleport, you're basically having the device that is able to receive radio signals and materialize it. But in order to make it work, you need another device, which works exactly opposite. You have a teleport system here that connects with a wire to a radio transmitter. So when something is entering this area, it's basically transferred into radio signal and sending it to the universe. So if you have those two devices ready, you basically have a teleport system. So what you can do now, you could place your radio receiver with a teleport in some unexpected place. For example, let's throw it here. And let's place our teleport attached to a radio transmitter somewhere else. If I am entering this area, yeah, I am teleported. Isn't it cool? Let's do this again. So when I am entering the teleport device, basically my game object is translated into radio systems. And then if you have a proper setup with a radio receiver and the teleport materializer attached to it, you're going there. And this could be a very fun for different game decisions. For example, you could try to throw this in some inaccessible place and teleport there. By this you could avoid getting stuck into narrow places, or you could use it to get through the lava, the wall, or some other stuff. I'm thinking about teleporting the grenades or other object that is getting into the area, which could make the cool mechanics as well. The specific one I'm thinking about is making this into a trap. Imagine that you need to capture someone in order to question them. You could make this teleport device with a transmitter that will transfer all the material from the area somewhere else. But instead of materializer, you could have here a data capturing device. And then you're basically saving a person on the hard drive, which you could restore later in a safe space and do something. Not a lot, but I am definitely looking forward to see how it's evolve. I'm already started to think about dialog system, and probably this will be the next topic for our devlog. And that's it for today. If you are interested into the details behind my development, join me on Twitter. Like this video, write your ideas in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time and have a great week!